Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to the next episode of Doctor Who The Collection, how I would do the artwork for Series 2. So, Series 1, at the beginning of this series, basically last week when I kind of did this video on Series 1, I never expected it to be as popular as it has become. So, I thought, you know what, bring out Season 2, so make it like a Monday type of series. So, how would I do the artwork for Doctor Who The Collection Series 2? So, the background. Now, I have already said this. I'm going to probably say the same as Heckleson, but have difference. So, where we got Heckleson at the opening bit of the titles, for the background, I would actually have that fantastic shot between the planet, and you've got the red time vortex, and you've got the blue time vortex, and you've got the TARDIS slap bang in between the two. I would actually have that as the background. And then, so the picture for the 10th Doctor, now there are two possibilities I would actually have, that I would actually like to see, or what I would do. So the first one is the 10th Doctor in his spacesuit from the Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit, which has really took over my favourite two-parter story from the Tennant era. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I do like the whole beast. I like the fact they kind of got the actor that did the voice for Sutekh during the Tom Baker era back, and he's there playing the beast. I really do like him as the beast. I'd rather have Tennant in the spacesuit from that two-parter. If not, I'll have him in his suit with the 3D glasses that we see in Army Ghosts and Doomsday. So that is the two possibilities. One with Tennant being in the spacesuit and one being Tennant with the 3D glasses. Because it's down to me, I would actually go with the space Tennant in the spacesuit. I really think that would be a great artwork cover for Doctor Who The Collection Series 2. Now, what he could be holding, I would actually like to have him with both his hands holding that rock he was using to knock the gravity plating off so the planet could fall into the black hole. That is what I would basically do, have him holding that, but instead of it being like that, I literally have it like he's literally about to smash it, so have his hands like that. The villains that we will have on the artwork. Now, I know each series or each season of Classic Who has quite a few monsters on, but this one I'm going to try and make it a bit less because of there's so much more I want to dive into for the background, like the back of the box set, and of course the little side of the little booklet thingy when it opens up in the booklets to sign. So the villains I would have on there. So for the Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit, I would actually have the Beast right there in the middle center between the Doctor's chest, like we see where Krynos is in season 9. I would actually have the Beast there. At the left hand side, I would actually have an Ood. And then from the bottom of the Ood, I'll probably put Lady Cassandra to represent New Earth, or one of the cat people. Then, of course, at the left side, I would actually have the werewolf next to the Beast to represent Teeth and Claw. I would actually have to admit, I would actually put quite a few Cybermen underneath the werewolf, because the Cybermen have two outings in this series, with Rise of Cybermen Age of Steel in the parallel universe, and then in our universe where they come across the Daleks. Again, I would actually have Dalek Sec to represent the Cult of Skaro for this season, for this series, because it is that main Dalek is the main task force Dalek that we see during this series before he ends up getting depromoted in series 3. But I would actually have Dalek Sec, the whole casing of Dalek Sec, right in the middle between the Cyber Leader and, of course, the Ood, or Toby Said. Have Toby Said, but with him like having all the little patterns around his face, and I probably, like he's saying, "These are the words of the beast," like that. I'll probably do that. Talking about the back, the back of the box set. Now we get some fantastic imagery of the TARDIS during that run. So for season 2, we got Hartnell's TARDIS traveling through the time vortex. You've got the Dalek ship following it. Season 8, you kind of got the TARDIS with Axos, inside Axos. Then, of course, season 9, we've got a fantastic little display with the Doctor's TARDIS and the Master's TARDIS. Season 10 is literally where you got Unit HQ and the TARDIS going into the black hole, which is absolutely brilliant. But for me, for Series 2, I would actually do that little fantastic scene that we have in the Satan's Pit, where you got the rocket being towed by the TARDIS. I would have that as the backdrop, having the black hole somewhere there, have the rocket hot light in the middle, and then you've got the TARDIS kind of using it like a tow rope and towing it away. I really think that would be a good image for the backdrop. So basically you can have the front to represent Satan's Pit and the Impossible Planet. Same with the back I would do, because I don't really think what other stories I could do to represent the back with the TARDIS, because from what I was thinking, it could be like that imagery where you got the TARDIS falling out of our universe into the void, into the parallel universe, where we could have had that as a backdrop. But I was thinking, no. I would actually like to see the TARDIS pulling the rocket as the back. I think that would be a fantastic imagery. But you let me know in the comments, what do you think? Would you rather have the TARDIS falling out of our universe into the void and into the parallel universe, or would you have it from Satan's Pit, where you got the TARDIS towing the rocket away from the black hole? Then, of course, talking about the actual little floppy thing where the booklets are kept. So the artwork, I would actually have to say, for that, the way you got the TARDIS doors opening, I would actually have the scene from School Reunion. So you can have the TARDIS in the middle, you've got Sarah Jane one side, you've got David Tennant in the other. So you've got the 10th and Sarah Jane there with the TARDIS. And then as you open up the TARDIS, the booklet. Now, the booklet, I have made a perfect decision what I'll have as the artwork for the booklet. I would actually have the artwork of the booklet Bad Wolf Bay. So you got Rose and the holographic 10th Doctor there, and the light saying goodbye. I mean, you imagine you can actually have like the fantastic sky, you can have the sand to represent the beach, and you got Ten and Rose there saying goodbye to each other. You could actually have that as the main booklet. I think that would absolutely be perfect for me to do. And then the actual back of the booklet, where you kind of have the whole inside of the TARDIS, I would actually have it from, believe it or not, I would actually have to say from School Reunion as well, because we can have 10 in there, we got Rose, you can have Sarah Jane looking at the new TARDIS, and Mickey, you know, to represent the last couple of minutes of, literally to represent the last couple of minutes between the School Reunion. I really think that'd be interesting for me to do as well. Now the discs, I would have to say the same as I would have said for Series 1, which is somewhere between 4 and 5 discs, or 4 and 6 discs. Now the artwork of the discs, again, I would go what I said for the Heckleson one, have the whole time vortex around the disc. And then for disc 1, because it has School Reunion, disc 1, it can have the Christmas Invasion, New Earth, and Teeth and Claw. So to represent that disc, I would actually have the werewolf on that first disc. The second disc, it can be from School Reunion to Girl in the Fireplace and Rise of Simon at Age of Steel. And then on that disc, I would literally have the cyber controller coming through the disc with the whole time vortex around it. I think that would be brilliant. Disc 3 to represent the Idiot's Lantern and the Impossible Astronaut and Satan's Pit. I would actually have the Ood on that disc, so you kind of got like the whole time vortex around the disc, and have the Ood slap that bang in the middle, but using their translator as a weapon, so you can have them like that. I think that'd be interesting, so it really does pop out on the disc. And then for the final disc, which has got for disc 4, I would actually have Love and Monsters and Fear Her together. So get that, because them two are the least interesting episodes of Series 2, because I really don't like them, and I really don't like New Earth. So I would actually have to say, I put them on a disc on their own, but have the Sorbeloft actually on the disc, because Fear Her, I really don't think it would go really well, because when you think about the little Isolus coming out of Chloe Webber's mouth, you could have that as a disc artwork, but I don't really think that would be, I don't know how people consider it. So I would actually have the Sorbeloff, aka Mr. Peter Kay, with all these faces across his body. So I would actually do that. And then the final disc, I would actually have for the final disc where you've got Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. I would literally have one Cyberman one side, have a Dalek at the other, have 10 with the 3D glasses with Rose at the side of him. And then if there could be a actual like bonus disc. I'd actually have the TARDIS literally flying to like burning up the sun to say goodbye. I would actually like to have that imagery with you got that fantastic imagery of the sun, and you got the TARDIS just kind of like spinning around. I would actually have that imagery for the bonus disc. And then talking about what I'll put on as special features, so all of the series confidentials, of course, all the confidentials. Behind the sofa. Now, behind the sofa, I would actually like to have, because sometimes you have like one sofa, two sofa, or three sofa, different people watching these episodes. So for the first sofa, I would actually have David Tennant with Billie Piper, with Russell T Davies. So you got them talking about, you can hear them talk about. The second one, I would actually have Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and of course Sylvester McCoy, possibly with Paul McGann sitting down watching these episodes in series 2 as well. And then the third and final one, I would actually rather have some classic companions watching the series. So I really do like Jeanette Fielding. Jeanette Fielding does make me laugh on Behind the Sofa, that she has done for a lot of these sets. So I probably would have her back so she can now talk about their time, literally comparing her era to this era. I really think that'd be quite interesting for her to talk about, as well as Sarah Sutton and of course Katie Manning. And if there could be a fourth installment of Behind the Sofa, I would actually like to see Sophie Aldred, Freezer Hines, and Wendy Perry. I think that will be absolutely spectacular to have like on Behind the Sofa. I would actually like to see Matthew Sweet do interviews with Billie Piper, as well as David Tennant, and of course with Elizabeth Sladen's daughter, because this is an actual series where Sarah Jane first really appears in modern Doctor Who. So I kind of want like do a little documentary just to Sarah Jane Smith. I mean, we did have that in season 14, Farewell to Sarah Jane Smith, but I'll kind of be happy if they kind of put that in with series 2. So you got season 14, which is the last classic season of Doctor Who that she did, and then you can have it like, oh, farewell to Sarah Jane on the series 2 extras as well. I really think that might be interesting to have for people to watch that. And then of course during the 2006 as well, we could actually have quite a few trailers, I think. So have the series 2 promo trailers to wrap up the series, to get people hyped, like that was being broadcast back on BBC One, as well as a little bonus. I suppose we could actually sneak on the Torchwood trailer so people can get into Torchwood. Like if nobody's watched Torchwood before and they see Captain Jack Harkness in this new trailer, I think that will probably go and get them to go, oh really, we need to go and buy Torchwood so we can watch Torchwood. Let's see how good Torchwood is. I think that would be a perfect way to do that as well, because 2006 we did have series 2 airing, as well as I can say, Torchwood as well. And then, so talking about the actual back of the discs, again, I would rather have like the whole titles like we do for the classic Doctors, but have Tennant wearing his brown suit with the blue coat, no, brown coat, sorry, with the brown coat, possibly from one of his shirts, you could say from school reunion, where he's like there and he's wearing the light blue with the whole tie and stuff. You could have that look, or different kind of look, as the main disc, where you put the disc out and you've got that fantastic imagery of each Doctor. So I think that might be interesting. And that is actually what I would do if I could do the artwork for Doctor Who The Collection Series 2. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this? What are your references? What would you like to do if you was in control of doing the artwork design to bring in the modern series into Doctor Who The Collection range? Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content. Thank you for being magnificent and amazing viewers.